What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Beer Before. I'm NeonMushroom. We are playing a deck that actually just won the Duress Crew Regionals over the weekend. This is Zombie Infestation Madness, a black-green deck. We haven't touched on anything quite like this yet, so let's take a look at what we're looking at. Firstly, it's cards you'll know about from the Madness side. Basking Rootwalla is one of the best Madness creatures, right next to, where is he? The Arrogant Wurm. And the way that we get these into the graveyard or into exile to get a Madness trigger is with Wild Mongrel. Now, we don't have Aquamoeba in this deck like we do in the blue-green Madness decks. So we're playing, where is it? Zombie Infestation. Zombie Infestation is a card you've seen us play before. We've got some really cool Zombie Infestation decks coming in paper as well. We're also going to be playing this deck in paper. That's why we're doing this. I need to learn how to play it. But Infestation is going to let us discard 2 cards to make a 2/2 black zombie. It seems like you'd run out of your hand size would run out really quickly if you have too many Infestations or even one Infestation. But when your deck is full of Squees and this card called Krovikan Horror, who says at the beginning of the end step, if this card is in your graveyard with a creature card directly above it, you can return it to your hand. This with a Squee above it comes back to your hand and makes a zombie every time. How do we get these cards? It's easy, baby. Cheapest card in the format, Survival of the Fittest. 4 of them. I only own 1 copy, so when we play this in paper, I'm gonna have to proxy 3. Sorry, it's not in the budget to buy 4 copies of Survival. Luckily, I do own a Cradle. I own 1 Cradle, so that'll be good. But when we play this in paper, it's going to be a riot. We're going to learn it today in front of all you nice people. The sideboard's full of, unsurprisingly, sideboard cards. I wouldn't stress it too much. Let's go ahead and hop into some games. It's going to be great. All right, round 1, we found an opponent. We're on the draw. That's tough. This hand is kind of bad, I think. You know, we're going to do some stuff for science. I can go turn 1 birds, and if they can't answer it, maybe I go crazy. Chat, do we keep this? You know, I'm going to let chat get involved. Chat, this hand is clearly a trap. Should we keep it anyway? What if we just draw the land? What if we draw the land and it's crazy? Or do I mulligan and be really responsible? I'd mulligan. Requiem, you're such an adult. Fine, mulligan. I regret mulliganing very much. Although I get that that's not how you're supposed to think about it. But what does this 1-lander offer us? Birds of Paradise. We can also cast Duress and Basking Rootwalla. We've got the Horror. Play, it's too late. Get this hand out of my face. Thanks, Fequinox. I think we're going to keep this. I can see a few things going wrong, but I really don't want to go to 5 on the first game. And we've got better mana technically. So we're going to try this out. I can see it going south really quickly. We'll see what happens. Love that we have Krovikan Horror. I would love to find Survival. Hi, I love your YouTube channel. Oh, thanks, buddy. You're going to be in a video. Exclamation point. All right. We see a Polluted Delta, which often means they can't answer my turn 1 birds. They can force spike it. I like this deck with Volrath's Dungeon. Is Volrath Dungeon the same as Volrath's Stronghold? Oh, we drew the forest. Oh, we're a genius. Yeah, I'm not gonna pass up the turn 1 birds. Birdie. Opponent says, oh no, you're gonna be fine, opponent. If you're watching this on the re-upload, thank you for being my test dummy. I'm playing the deck that won the Duress Crew Regional, and I have no reps on it, so I am winging it here. Always believe the heart of the cards, right? Right. All right, they play an island. I think I'll open on Duress, my opponent, right? Tap for a black Duress you. They fetch, sure. Mana leak my Duress. AK, sure. Duress resolves, I assume. We see, Ravenous Baloth, Gaia's Blessing, Haunting Echoes, and Factor Fiction. I wonder if I'm supposed to take Gaia's Blessing because they can mess with my Krovikan Horrors. Although we're not really set up for that just yet. Maybe we're just supposed to take Factor Fiction. Yeah, I think we're going to take Factor Fiction. So this is our known information. 2 Baloths, 1 Haunting Echoes, 1 Gaia's Blessing, 1 Island. Then we're going to go Gemstone Mine. We're going to tap it for a green, and we'll play Wild Mongrel. And then we're simply going to pass. Is this some version of the rock? It could be. It could be like a blue rock deck. I've been meaning to try out like a Sultai-ish, like a bug mid-range deck soon. So this could be a nice little blueprint to use as inspiration for sure. They find the forest, so we still have perfect information. They can't cast anything but Gaia's Blessing. Maybe they blessing their own Factor Fiction, which is fine with us. They're passing, so we are going to go to the end step where we're going to activate Wild Mongrel and pitch Basking Rootwalla, and then we will madness it into play. Get a little bit of a clock going. I'm going to not change the Wild Mongrel's color. Untap and draw City of Brass. Let's not overexpose the Krovikan Horror. Let's just play City of Brass. Let's go to combat. We'll attack for 1, 2, 3. We'll let them go to blocks. Then we will simply activate the Wild Mongrel, discarding Arrogant Wurm. The Madness trigger is going to resolve. We'll go ahead and cast it. I will just take a life to do this. I don't want to lose more counters off my gemstone than I have to. Boom. We have an Arrogant Wurm. And this will cause our opponent to take 3-4 damage, which is great. And then we'll pass the turn. And next turn, if they don't have anything, we can... The Gaia's Blessing's gone. We know they have an island that they're playing. So they've got Mystery, Mystery, Echoes, Baloth, Baloth. So yeah, we're just going to pump the Rootwalla and do the pressure game here. That's a survival. That's pretty cool. We are still going to do this. Let's go to combat. Attack, attack, attack. Let them go to blocks. I will pump the Basking Rootwalla like so. It'll be good for 7, 8, 9 damage. Oh no, I clicked through. Chat, I did it again. I clicked through. You know what? Maybe they have a Force Spike. Maybe I'm smart. It didn't matter. We won game 1. Okay, time for some sideboard. So they're playing like a bug mid-range type deck. Tsabo's Web, no good. Masticore, probably pretty medium. I don't know about Naturalize. I don't know about Uktabi Orangutan. Could they be in Oath of Druids deck? Could they be playing Oath in like multiple copies of Ravenous Bailout? That would be weird, right? I don't know if maybe Graveborn Muse is pretty good. Ray of Revelation. I don't think so. What if I just bring in Graveborn Muse and wait till I find out more about our opponent's deck? You know, they do have Gaia's Blessing. Maybe we'll bring in a Withered Wretch. No Firestorm. None of these. Just Graveborn Muse, Withered Wretch for now. What are we taking out? Could be a beast deck. Is that a thing? Explain. Help me understand what that means. I'm scared. What don't we want? I like most of our action. We'll take out one Krovikan Horror since they have Gaia's Blessing in the main. And we'll also ship, let's say, a Bone Shredder just in case they're like really light on creatures. Bone Shredder is already not good against Baloth. So we'll bring these in. Let's go. We are on the draw because we won. We've got turn 1 birds into turn 2 Cabal Therapy Survival. I'm going to keep. Ooh, no, opponent mulligan to 5. No, opponent, don't do it. Your deck's so cool. I want to see you play more Magic. You have a Mycos. Okay. Their mana's at least functioning. We'll untap and draw. We'll get this a little Llanowar Wastes into play. Tap it for a little bit of a green. Here's a little bit of a Birds of Paradise. Then we'll pass. Then we're probably going to go Cabal Therapy for Mana Leak because I don't know if their deck can support Counterspell. Oath of Uh-ohs. Okay, good to know. Untap draw. I guess we could have made that assumption based off of the Gaia's Blessing. Let's go Swamp, Survival, Pitch, Krovikan Horror to go get. Ooh, you know what would have been good? So now that I know in game 3, I'm kind of happy. I hope our opponent wins so we get a game 3 and see more of their deck. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play Swamp, and I'm actually going to go green, black. I'm going to play Survival of the Fittest. And instead of therapying, I'm going to go ahead and discard Krovikan Horror, and I'm going to go get myself a, maybe I just need to do the value thing. I'll get a Squee, and then I can pitch the Squee, and I can go get like, I didn't take out my Nantuko Vigilante. There is an Ancestor's Chosen. That is properly terrifying. All right, they're passing to us, so we're going to go green, activate Survival, pitch Krovikan Horror. We'll grab, I think, is the first one just need to be Nantuko Vigilante? You know, the first one needs to be Goblin. That's what needs to happen here. Then we'll untap, we will draw for turn. Another Survival is pretty medium. Let's go City of Brass. Then we will, I don't want to let them trigger their thing again. We're just going to pass. So this looks like a weird in parfait deck with like a lot of creatures. Impulse is fine. Maybe I should have therapied there. I could see that being the case. I wonder if we need to like put as many Squees in our graveyard as we can. Salt Marsh. No, would they just play Polluted Delta? I think the Salt Marsh was already in play. Yep. Go to combat. Are we attacking? All right, I'll block. I want to trigger things. And then we will add we want to block. And then before damage, we want to add a green and activate Survival, pitching Squee. And then we will grab, I think, Nantuko Vigilante, right? How much do you cost to flip? 2? So it's a 5 mana turnaround. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Grab Nantuko Vigilante, go to damage. That's a very dead Birds of Paradise. Go to my turn. Krovikan Horror is gonna wind up back in my hand. Then I will untap and trigger the Squee, which also is gonna end up back in my hand, but I have to stack these triggers. So you have more creatures than me, so we will use the ability of Oath, and we get a Basking Rootwalla, sure. And then Squee, I do want to come back to my hand. And then there's a Cabal Therapy. Let's Cabal Therapy our opponent. And I guess we can name Fact or Fiction because they're at 4 lands. Fact or Fiction. They have it. They have Fact and Oath. All right, let's look at the known info. We've got Oath and Forest as the cards in their hand. Let's dismiss everything else. What a sniper. Yeah, I mean, our opponent probably didn't want a Fact or Fiction in response. And the reason you still name it anyway is because if they Fact or Fiction, you can set the piles up in a way where Cabal Therapy still shreds apart their plan. We can't really morph the Vigilante. I think we need to actually pass here, right? Yeah, we're just gonna pass. But now that we know what's up, we can sideboard much more effectively. All right, we just know about an Oath in their hand. I can continue to block, so I will. This Nantuko Vigilante also feels very poor, being that they have Oath of Druids in play and in their hand. They're playing a perk deed. This is gonna take too long to win. All right, we know what our opponent's up to now. I'm conceding, because that's crazy. What do we want now that we know for a fact that they're playing Oath? We want answers to Oath, and I think one Bone Shredder is gonna be fine too. Firestorm, no. I think Naturalize looks great. We just can't let them have Oath ever. What don't we want? I think Graveborn Muse might be a little bit medium. Same with Withered Wretch. I still like Nantuko Vigilante. We can lose like maybe with trim like on Rootwalla. We need 2 more to get these in. Maybe we trim on Arrogant Wurm because it doesn't size as well versus their Baloths and stuff. We'll go plus a card to see how it works out. Yeah. Plus a card. Screw it. Submit. All right, I'm gonna play. Great. This hand is birds into survival. Heap. If we need to, we can survival for we might just like immediately survival Squee Nantuko Vigilante. We'd really like an answer in our opener to the Oath, but I'm not gonna get greedy here. Maybe we need to. I really don't know. We're gonna try this. Opponent mulligan to 5, but they beat us on a mulligan to 5 last game, so I'm not gonna start celebrating it. All right, here we go. Turn 1 Forest, tap it, Birds of Paradise, pass. Polluted Delta, pass to me. Great, untap draw, Swamp. Okay, let's go Swamp, tap for 2, Survival. You don't have the annul, great. Let's go tap the Birds of Paradise. I do just want to play another Birds. You know what, no. I want to get the Vigilante as fast as possible. I'll pitch Bone Shredder for Vigilante on their end step. And yeah, Vigilante, not ideal. It's like, it's just a card that we can target with Survival. Luckily, that's 2 Polluted Deltas, meaning that they are going to be unable to Oath us here, which is huge. So we'll go green, we'll pitch Bone Shredder. We're going to grab Squee. Squee! Go to my turn, untap, draw for turn, Llanowar Wastes. Let's do some stuff. Let's tap for green. Let's activate this, pitch Squee. We're going to go grab... Do we still want to just like heads up grab the Nantuko Vigilante and play it? I think so. Nantuko, play a Forest, 1, 2, 3, and then Morph. All right, opponent, you're up. Now if they have a Pernicious Deed, we can pop it. Okay, fetch a Polluted Delta. You got a green source now. Fetch again, sure. So this isn't a deed. They don't have the mana for that. Call of the Herd, sure. Okay, Call of the Herd's fine. Pass to me. All right, let's buy back Squee. We draw City of Brass. Let's play Llanowar Wastes. Let's do a Squee thing now. Pitch Squee to survival. We will go grab... Do we want to start setting up a large graveyard is what I wonder. I think so. Let's just grab all of our Squees out of our deck, actually. We'll grab this Squee. Nantuko Vigilante on the opposite side is a 3/2, so I could try to trade it for Elephant. That seems like a losing proposition, though. Do I want to extend Birds and do a potential Pernicious Deed? Not really, but I feel like if we get P-deeded without an answer to it, we're dead anyway. So here's a Birds, I'll pass the turn. And then at the end of my opponent's turn, I'm gonna pitch Squee. I'm gonna go grab me a Krovikan Horror and then pitch that to get my last Squee. All right, tap for green, pitch the Squee, go into my deck, get a Krovikan Horror, and then activate Survival, tapping the Birds for a green, pitch Krovikan Horror. I should have done this at the end of second main phase, but that's okay. We'll grab our Squee, and then we'll go to our turn, untap, 2 Squeeze, I want them both. Squeeze, Duress, perfect, Duress you opponent. Ghastly Demise my Morph, sad, but yes. What's in your hand, opponent? We've got the Oath of Druids, we've also got a Factor Fiction. They've got 2 uncastable creatures, which makes me feel good. We just have to hit Oath of Druids, unfortunately. So goodbye, Oath. They're gonna have a fact, so if they draw a land, they'll be able to cast it, but that is what it is. Now we wanna get onto the board. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tap here, we're gonna activate Survival, we are going to pitch Squee, and then we are going to grab Wild Mongrel, I believe. Yep, Wild Mongrel. And then we'll go green, colorless, play Wild Mongrel, and then we will simply play City of Brass and pass. Man, we might only have time for 2 games with this deck just because it's kind of hard to play. We do get the Krovikan Horror back, and then you go, opponent. Krovikan Horror does have more text. You can pay a mana and sacrifice a creature to deal damage to any target. Pretty strong. All right, they did draw the 4th mana source. They can attack, so we're gonna go to... We're actually gonna do this in the second main phase. We're gonna activate No, we're not gonna activate Wild Mongrel. We're gonna activate Survival of the Fittest. We'll pay a green, and we'll pitch Krovikan Horror. That's gonna go get us a, let's say a Basking Rootwalla. Then we will activate Wild Mongrel. We'll pitch Basking Rootwalla. We will Madness it into play. It can pump to Shreybit the Elephant if we needed it to. Then there's a Krovikan Horror in the graveyard, so we will use the Survival of the Fittest, tapping for a green. We'll pitch Squee. We're going to go get an Arrogant... No, we're going to get another Basking Rootwalla. Then we'll activate Wild Mongrel, pitching Basking Rootwalla. Then we will Madness the Basking Rootwalla into play. Cast it. Great. Okay, it comes into play. Then we're going to Survival, tapping for a green, take the pain. We'll hit the Squee. We're going to do the same thing. We'll go into our deck. We're going to grab a Basking Rootwalla. There it is, Basking Rootwalla number 4. And then we will pitch it to the Wild Mongrel. And then we will play it. Opponent, I'm coming. I'm coming for you. All right, we'll allow all the Wild Mongrel triggers to resolve. We'll just keep making it green. Okay, lots of bodies. End step, Krovikan Horror will come back to my hand. And then on tap, I will get 3 Squeeze back. I would like 1 Zombie Infestation off the top, please. There's a Ray of Revelation. That's pretty great. Let's play Swamp. Let's simply go to combat, attack with all of my creatures for a lot of damage. All right, they're going to block this Basking Rootwalla. We will pump it. Green, black. Then I'm going to pump this one for a green and a black. And then we're going to pump this one for... We're actually going to Arrogant Wurm our opponent on their end step. So we'll just do those 2. All right, they're at 10. We are going to pass the turn. Wow, that was kind of intense. They find a Reflecting Pool, so they can Factor Fiction here. Oh, they're going to Flashback Call. Okay, they're not even going to Factor Fiction. They are dead. Here's how we're going to do it. We'll go to end step. I don't care about horrors or anything. We're going to activate Survival of the Fittest, paying a green, and we're going to pitch a Squee. Opponent, pass priority. I want to put my Arrogant Wurm into play. There we go. Arrogant Wurm to hand, please. And then once they pass priority back, we simply activate Wild Mongrel, pitching the Arrogant Wurm. We will Madness the Arrogant Wurm into play for 3 mana. Boom. Tap for a green, a colorless, and a whatever. Arrogant Wurm. I'll take a damage to the City of Brass. And then I will make it green. Who cares? All right, my turn. I get a Squee back. Opponent says GG. Are they going to concede here? All right. They conceded there. That was awesome. That was weird. It didn't even say they conceded. It just booted me from the room. Whatever. That was sweet. We've seen the deck do most of its stuff except for the Zombie Infestation. I'm fortunate. Seems pretty strong even still. Well, we're going to get one more game in. That was a bit grindy, but I want to do one more of these before I put it together in paper and try to fumble around with it. You know, in paper with a real flesh and blood person across from me. So yeah, we got to do one more. We got to try to get one more in. All right, Soup Smuggler. What's going on, Soup Smuggler? We've played before, and I'm on the play. And round number 2, let's go. I would love to play first. Show me a good opener. This opener looks stinky and awful. We're gonna mulligan. This hand looks like I need to draw a creature for it to be good. I think we're gonna try it. Let's try to draw a creature. Done. We're gonna open on... We're not even going to open on Cabal Therapy. I have no clue what our opponent could be on. Literally no information. Mother. Okay, could be White Weenie. My turn, I guess. Arrogant Wurm. That's something I can sack to it. I think we need to try to hit a Disenchant effect with this Cabal Therapy. Why not go for straight up Disenchant? Black Cabal Therapy U named Disenchant. We don't hit, but we see that they are playing Flippy. This looks like blue-white Flippy. A Meddling Mage is going to be a bit of a nightmare if they have a heads up play for us. But for now, we'll just play a land and pass the turn. Next turn, as much as I love the idea of madnessing this Arrogant Wurm into play, I think we need to get rid of it for a Squee. Second, the Allure request or Surpar Wave. Okay. Nice. I definitely want to do Allure soon, so we'll see what we can do. They name, what did they name here? Survival, that makes sense. Attacking seems dumb. All right, take a draw step. It's a City of Brass. Okay, we can't Survival. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go City. We're gonna go, I guess we'll pay the life. Green. You know, we'll pay the life like this though. Green, colorless. Nope, that's not right. Nope. It's over. I messed it up and I had to pay 2 life. I guess, oops. Sorry, MTGO. Zombie Infestation. With Infestation, at the very least, we will be able to pitch Survival plus Arrogant Wurm to make a zombie, then Madness in the Worm to have a 4/4. And that seems strong. Now, they notably have Swords to Plowshares, so that'll be problematic. But we'll get there when we get there. A Dark Waste? Yeah, why not? Silver Knight? Absolutely. Get Busy for 2? That was silly. You should have gotten Busy for 2. Oh, I guess I can Zombie Infestation. Then you just go pro-black. No, I guess it does put them in kind of a tough spot if they do it that way. All right, on tap, we draw another Survival. So what we'll do is we will actually just pass the turn. Yeah, I don't foresee needing to play out the City of Brass yet. You know what we could do? We could actually pitch 2 Survivals to make a zombie and then use the zombie to Cabal Therapy our opponent and hit their swords. and then Arrogant Wurm, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, I like that actually. Pitch Survival, any order. Make a zombie. Cabal Therapy, our opponent. Sacrificing the zombie. We just need to get the swords. Don't get me wrong, Fact or Fiction is scary, but I get a little bit of agency with the Fact or Fiction. Swords is just gonna blow me out. All right, we get their swords. They have Fact or Fiction, lands. All right, so you don't have swords. You do have Fact or Fiction, but you don't have these. So I know you're 3. Okay, opponent, you're up. Mistress Factory, yep. So they're 10 out of 10 just going to, ooh. Okay, they're attacking. Zombie Infestation, activate, pitch Arrogant Wurm, pitch City of Brass, trigger Arrogant Wurm's Madness ability. I will do it. Pay a colorless, a green, no, whatever, and a green. They're gonna Fact or Fiction? Yeah, that's fine. You can have swords and Coastal Tower. You know what? No. You can have Waterfront Bouncer or 4. I can't actually beat the Waterfront Bouncer. All right, we got rid of the Waterfront Bouncer. They just have a swords. All right, we've got a worm coming in. We have a zombie coming in. They give pro green, I assume. Then we can full send for 6. No blocks. That thing does have first strike. Then we go to our turn where we will take a draw. It's a Birds of Paradise. We'll save it for the infestation. Go to combat, attack with both. Beep, take oodles and oodles. And then, yeah, we're saving the Birds of Paradise for the zombie infestation for sure. Flooded Strand, that was from the pile I gave them off of Fact or Fiction. Activate Mistress Factory, that's fine. But they want to race? You'll probably win the race, to be honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll go to 8. We know nothing anymore. Fetch, sure. Island, what do we want to do? Swords, yep, we knew that was coming. I'm at 12. Standstill, that's interesting. Untap, draw, it's a forest. All right, we're not gonna be able to get through this. We kind of needed to draw Squee there. So we're gonna go to the sideboard games where we try to find an answer for Meddling Mage Firestorm. As an additional cast to cost it, discard X cards, X to each of X targets. I think we want Firestorm, interestingly. We might want Tsabo's Web versus their factories and stuff, potentially. What else? I think we like a Smother. I think we like another Bone Shredder. I could see Graveborn Muse being okay. They are kind of a humans tribal deck, huh? Let's see. Silver Knight, Mother of Runes, Meddling Mage. These are all humans. Whip Quarter, if they play Wayfarer. I could consider Engineer Plague. No Wretch, no Naturalize, no Orangutan. I don't think we want Tsabo's Web that bad. These are the potential good cards. What's potentially not good? I think our deck needs Critical Mass too bad to like shred our deck to pieces. So here's what we're gonna do. We'll call it no on the Graveborn Muse. We will call it no on the additional Bone Shredder because we already have the one in our main. And this will give us a lot of ways to deal with Meddling Mages. So what are we taking out? Let's trim on Horror. Let's trim on Survival. Because you know what? No, not on the play. On the play, let's trim on Infestation. Let's trim on Nantuko Vigilante. Let's trim on Rootwalla. And let's trim finally on nothing. Let's go up to 61. Fuck it. Submit. You in the die roll. Would you like to play first? Absolutely, I would. All right, we've got removal, and that's all we have. I think we need to insist upon our game plan. I don't know if we can just keep a hand that like deals with other people's creatures, especially not one that demands that Firestorm goes the distance, right? You know what? No, that's 2 sideboard cards. I'm going to use old sage wisdom of sideboard cards are good in post-board games, and we'll keep this hand. I could see it going sideways, but if they think they're just going to like play their hand out and get Firestorm, that sounds great. The Plague is nice. Plague on human is going to make Mother of Runes not matter. So we'll go basic. Let's hide everything. Let's play a basic forest. Pass to our opponent. They play in a Llanowar Wastes and a Tormod script. That's fine. Pass to me. All right, on tap, draw a forest. Let's play a swamp and continue to hold the line. We might even open on E-Plague on human just so they have to like deal with it. Waterfront Bouncer. What if I put it on Merfolk? I don't have a creature to play, so I'm going to leave the Merfolk in play for now. Okay, we'll play a Gemstone Mine out. I don't think I want to E-Plague on Merfolk since that's probably their only Merfolk. I'm simply going to pass the turn and see if they try to get froggy. They might not know about the Firestorm. Wasteland, sure. I've got more sources here, so we're good. Yeah, we'll make a red. Let you figure out what that means. All right, you go to combat. That's fine. They're going to get busy with the factory. That's also fine. Attack for 3. We don't particularly care. Pass to me. I will untap and draw. Squee. What if I play this Squee? I get swords, then that's pretty bad. You know what? Let's E-Plague on Merfolk now to get them to extend in a different way, because they can leave the board state like this infinitely. So I think I will do that. E-Plague. Merfolk. No more waterfront bouncers for you. If I can get really lucky, and I hope I can get them to activate 2 Mistress Factories so I can spend a mana and 2 cards, 3 cards really, to, well, maybe 2 if they attack with both, to just blow them out, to like double strip mine them. That would be crazy. We draw Forest. I think, what's the over under on them having another Wasteland? Not 0. I think I can take the first set of hits. No, I'm gonna plan to get lucky. We'll play Gemstone Mine, and they're just gonna play a land, activate both factories, attack me, and get blown out. That's my plan. Of course, if they lead on Wasteland, I look like a fucking idiot. All right, it's just a Skycloud Expanse. Meddling Mage, can't stop you. They named Survival, great, never had it. Turn that factory on, dude. They turned the factory on. All right, declare your attack. All right, Firestorm. 1 target, 2 target. Pay a red, discard Squee, plus Llanowar Wastes. Oh no. Plus Arrogant Wurm. Right. That's so good because I get to madness the Arrogant Wurm into play. Arrogant Wurm, green, green, black. I have a 4/4. You lose both your creatures. Wow, Firestorm's crazy. that felt great. Ooh, baby. Yeah, that seemed great. They're going to Tormod script me, which is fine. If they're going to get it, I want them to get it now. They pass to me. I untap. Draw Survival. Are you kidding me? Go to combat. I'm just going to get it into play. I can't afford for them to like Meddling Mage Survival again. You go to 15, and then here is Survival. Go. Now if I draw any creature, we're actually cooking with gas. Another factory. So they're playing the full 4 factory. They definitely want to factor fiction here. That's the only reason a deck would pass the turn here. I found a Birds of Paradise. Let's go to combat. Let's just attack them for, you know, maybe for nothing. Let's see, they block with factory, pump both. No, I will take the trade of a worm for a factory. I take it back. Attack. Tap for 2. Disenchant. Activate. Tap a green. Pitch a birds. Find me a... Honestly, I've got 2 green sources. I should have played my land beforehand. Because then I could actually like get an Arrogant Wurm and sneak it into play. But what I think I should do instead is like really just gas up at my access to resources. So what we're going to do, I think, is we're going to Squee, grab Squee, then Squee, grab, I don't fucking know. Bone Shredder? Could be. Well, we're definitely grabbing another Squee. Then we're going to activate it again, paying a green, discard Squee. This time, I guess we'll grab, maybe it's just Basking Root, not Basking, but Wild Mongrel here. I could see that being okay. Yeah, let's grab Wild Mongrel. Then we'll let this go. We could have actually done that one more time. That was a little bit weird. I'll go to combat damage, take 4. Or do you have the swords? They don't? Okay, they go to 11. Then we'll go, yeah, we could have done that better. I'm glad we're getting some reps in real quick before we play this in paper. Wild Mongrel, and then pass the turn. Of course, if we get blown up by an angel, we're gonna be really pissed off. We didn't like go 1 step further and get Bone Shredder, but it doesn't matter because they conceded. We won that game. Wow. I feel like we were fighting for our life the whole time and we still somehow won. I think Tsabo's Web actually might be the way. Kind of try to overload their disenchant targets a little bit. And then we got to get something out. Maybe a birds, the first birds. Okay, let's submit. All right, this hand has all of the interaction, like every last part of it, but no green source. Chat, hear me out. Is it worth keeping? How many lands do we play? I need to check my land count in this deck. Collection, not just lands. How many green sources do we play? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We play 20-ish, no, 19 green sources, chat. We play 19 green sources. Do we keep this? Do we keep this to get lucky? Duress, take their Duress target, then go therapy, and hope to draw a green source in the meantime to set up survival? Is that a thing? I am down to birds, but I don't want to draw birds anyway, right? Because I don't have a green source. Risk it for the biscuit? Risky. Content keep. They fetch, that's fine. Content keep, I'm just gonna rip a Gemstone Cavern, it's fine. Yeah, you've got a furnace, dude. Take a draw. It's a Tsabo's Web. Duress you. We get another chance. Disenchant and swords. Well, we'll start by taking the disenchant and then keeping very close inventory on what they have access to. Go ahead, opponent. Yeah, you furnace me, dude. You got it. All right, Skycloud. We knew about that one coming. Mother, you got it. So now we need to Cabal, unless we draw the natural green source here, which would be so insane. Oh my God, chat. City of Brass. So good. So good. I think before playing our survival, we just want to rip our opponent's hand apart, hit their swords. No, they've got a wasteland. We need to get this into play now. Green, take the pain. Black, survival? Or is it better to get Zombie Infestation into play? We're going to have the black source, so I think we need to play this. Always keep the content key. MTGO will never fail you. Probably true. Pass turn. Wasteland's gone. Wasteland, my city is fine. I wouldn't say fine, but like it works. Oh, they morph. Oh, that's bad. Chat, it's bad. Oh, wait, we've got Tsabo's web. We can lock them out of flipping their morph for now. We drew all the forest. Chat, we're so fucking cracked. All right, let's go forest. Let's go black. Let's Cabal Therapy our opponent, naming swords to plowshares. Boom. Show me your hand. You've got a swords and a coastal tower. Great. So you just have a coastal tower. And then we are going to tap, lose a life, and Tsabo's web you. That wasteland went on tap now. Yeah, your furnace works, dude. All right, I draw a card. It's a plague. That's interesting. Can't name morph creature, unfortunately, but I can put plague down on human. All right, we hope they don't have a fourth land. Also, we just hope to kind of like draw land at some point so we can survival for Bone Shredder. All right, pass to me. I untap and draw. It's a Llanowar Wastes. Let's go land. No, let's save our lands. Let's just play E-Plague, dude. I'll take the pain. E-Plague, human. No, thank you. Okay, opponent, do not, I repeat, don't draw an untapped land. And if you do, I demand that we draw a creature so I can go get Bone Shredder. No, it's a Mishra's Factory. They drew an untapped land. Luckily, they won't be able to untap it, so that'll be pretty cool. All right, we've got an Exalted Angel. The clock is on us now. The clock is upon us. Ouch. It hurts. You gain life. We go to my turn. I untap, draw this creature. Yes. Yes. Land. We will activate Survival, paying a green. We will pitch Wild Mongrel. They'll activate Furnace. I guess not yet. We'll grab... There's no reason to grab Squeeze. We're shit out of luck there. We're just going to grab a Bone Shredder. And then we'll play it. Black, whatever. We'll take the pain. Bone Shredder enters. We lose our Wild Mongrel. We take out our problem card. And then, opponent, you're up. A Darker Waste? Sure. I might just pay the... In fact, I know for a fact I will pay the echo cost on this. Yes. We draw Duress. Great. Go to combat. Attack you. Let's Duress now. That way, if they randomly have like a Factor Fiction, we get to... The Tsabo's web is doing great work. That way, if they have a Factor Fiction, we can split it in a way where we get max value. It's just a Withered Wayfarer, which we have an engineered plague on humans, so they can't even just put it in play. So we're good. Pass to you, opponent. Next turn, we just want a Zombie Infestation and go. Yeah, you got it. I don't have a Duress in my graveyard. And because we have a Survival in play, they can't even panic crack their Furnace. Because if they do that, we'll just start to get Squeeze and Krovikan Horrors and they're shit out of luck. We draw Basking Rootwalla. That's pretty great. We're going to go nothing, actually. We're going to go to combat and attack for 1 in the air. Donk you. And then we'll go tap, Zombie Infestation. They annul. Boo. Boo you, opponent. Okay, well, we're going to... We've still got this Survival in play. I wonder if we pitch Basking Rootwalla to go get, like... I don't even know what we get. We can wait. We can be patient. We could get an Nantuko for the Furnace. Oh, you're a genius, Requiem. You're so fucking smart. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're also going to get this Basking Rootwalla into play. We tap for that Zombie Infestation like a dingus, though. Meddling Mage. I wonder what they name. You've got a one with a Meddling Mage. Maybe they named Nantuko Vigilante as like a super heads-up play. They named Infestation. Okay, that we don't really care about that. Unfortunately, we paid for our Infestation like a dingus. We should have went Swamp Llanowar Wastes, so we didn't have to pay a life for this, because we're getting kind of low. But that's just the world we're living in. We're going to pitch Basking Rootwalla. We will Madness it into play. Hi, Basking Rootwalla. We know their hand is just a Withered Wayfarer. Then we will search our deck. We will grab a... Yeah, I really like grabbing the Nantuko. Did we take it out like a dingus? Guys, we're not very smart is the thing. We took it out, so we're going to grab Arrogant Wurm, and we'll just start to do that chain. We found a Squee, and that's pretty sweet. We'll go to combat. We'll get busy. They go to 19, and then we simply pass. But that's good information. Next time, I will not take out Nantuko Vigilante, ever. Land, sure. Yeah, I shouldn't have sideboarded it out. That was a skill issue on my part. End step, activate Survival, pay a green, pitch, Arrogant Wurm, trigger the Arrogant Wurm. I will Madness it into play for its cost. I'll use this to make a green. Then we'll go colorless. Here comes the Arrogant Wurm. We get to search off Survival. We're going to grab Arrogant Wurm. And then we're going to untap. We're just going to keep this train rolling. Go to combat. GG, cool deck, and thank you for what you provide to Premodern. Oh, thanks, Soup Smuggler. That's very nice of you to say. Sorry, I'm just brown-nosing with my opponent a little bit. They're being very polite to me and very nice, and I appreciate that. Although, this community in general, full of just the nicest people you'll ever meet. All right, they concede. Yeah, they have no way out. We get to keep doing this thing with the Arrogant Wurms. Okay, yep, lock this in. We're playing this shit in paper, too. I'm not modifying it at all. So yeah, great stream day. If you're watching this on Fluorescent real quick, thank you so much for watching. As always, I'll see you next time. Mwah.